Hey everyone, it's DDOG here. Real quick, I just want to go over some of the paddles specs. So here we currently have all three models and what their similar in-market competitor similar paddle would be according to Dynasty Pickleball. So they say that the heavyweight is kind of their all-court paddle and similar to something like the Carbon or this Selkirk. They say that the Hall of Famer is similar to a Lux, also the Diadem Edge. And then they say that the middleweight champ is similar to a Gearbox Pro Power or a Yola Gen 3. So I did want to just share, this is Dynasty's own graphic. This graphic real quick. And I did also want to dive into each of the paddles individual graphics here. The Hall of Famer, which is a 5.5 tennis handle length handle. It has a 4.25 grip circumference. It is a 16.2 by 7.4 shape, which they are calling their elongated tennis shape. It has a 14 millimeter paddle thickness, and it is 7.8 ounces paddle weight out of the box. All of this pretty much matched with our first and second Hall of Famer we received. The heavyweight champ is 16.12 by 7.38 elongated tennis shape. It is a 5.5-inch handle. It is a 4.25 grip size. It is a 16 millimeter paddle thickness, and they say it comes in at about 8.1 ounces paddle weight. This is correct with ours. It also came in at 8.1 ounces. And then finally, we have the middleweight champ Joker paddle with a 6.25 by 7.65 hybrid shape, a 5.25 handle length, a 4.25 grip size, a 14 millimeter paddle thickness, and a 7.8 ounce paddle weight.
D-Dog.
Yeah.
Live together.
Combo review.
Yeah, first time ever that we're actually in the same room at the same time to do a paddle review. Yeah. I don't think we've ever done that before. So, yeah, cool new company coming out. Kind enough to send us all of their paddles except one, I think, that is still in production. This is the Dynasty Pickleball company. So again, new company, and I will say right off the bat, they win the graphics.
Yeah, I'll hold them up for you guys one at a time here.
So this is their line. You got a boxing glove. It looks like a Joker face, and then cubes. It reminds me of that video game when I was a kid. So anyway, yeah, they're trying to come into the market, and then what they're doing is offering a lower cost version of existing paddles. So this paddle is supposed to be their control paddle, plays in their estimation similar to the Selkirk Lux. So I like this paddle. I think it's a little, it's not, the Selkirk is 20 millimeter. This is a typical 16 millimeter, I believe. So I don't think it's quite as flush as the Lux, but it's a nice paddle. It's I'd almost put it more of a kind of an all-court paddle. But so we've played with this a little bit over the last couple of weeks, and then it's a good playing paddle. I wouldn't say it was my favorite out of the bunch, but it was definitely a paddle that I could play with and use. And what do you think of it, Dave?
Yeah, I would agree with you. I think it's all court leaning control is what I would say. It's definitely all court though. I kind of teeter-tottered with this one. I put lead in all sorts of different ways. I eventually finished with bottom corners and a little less like top corners, and that's what opened up the face for me, really. But I like it. One cool thing about all these paddles as well is you can actually feel the sticker on it, which I think is really cool, because I think other than the ProConnect Black Ace, I don't know of any other paddles that do this. But yeah, I mean, it's a good paddle. Again, I think it's for a select type of player, type of person, and it probably wouldn't fit my profile personally. But again, I did enjoy it, and it's definitely a paddle I could recommend.
Yeah.
So here, why don't we grab that
yeah, we'll go with
the
the
fist one here.
which is this definitely wins the graphics award. You know, it's a fist, boxing glove fist, which I would think that would be a power paddle.
Yeah.
But it's not. So this is their version of an all-court paddle. We actually just came off the courts, played a match with this, and I like this paddle. I think this is a good all-court paddle. Good control, can get some decent pop and power with it. Not overly powerful, but enough, you know, for putaways. I like that it's more rounded if you look at the shape compared to this.
And even the other one, it's more round on the edges for sure, and it's a little longer, I think, too, like just a quarter of an inch.
Yeah, I think the Dynasty folks, they were designing this with maybe a tennis, someone coming over from tennis background player. It's because it is definitely a little more of that tennis racket shape. But yeah, another 16 millimeter paddle. Yeah, it is cool with the graphics. My only thought would be, like, I don't know if that at some point might start to peel or come up.
That's a good point.
So that would be, I mean, it doesn't affect the play at all. I mean, that's the sweet spot, and it doesn't really, doesn't really seem to affect the play. So I don't know. We'd have to see how that plays over the course of a few months and see if those stickers start to come up. I mean, they feel like they're in there good.
Yeah.
I mean,
they feel like they're definitely heat pressed on, or here.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Yeah, again, this is actually the sticker of the three I think you can feel the most too. Yeah. So, it's interesting. I kind of agree with the testaments of use. Same thing with this paddle. I put lead in all sorts of different places, and I think we both agree we kind of liked it here more, kind of in the middle.
Yeah.
Which is, it's funny because it's a place I don't usually end up putting lead a lot. But yeah, I mean, it's a good paddle. Same thing. I think it's for a select type of player, and yeah. All right, let's grab the. Hang on, yeah.
Power paddle.
The power paddle. I call this one the Joker because it's a big Joker face here. You want to start with this one?
Sure.
Yeah.
So this is so this will be one of those, a tale of two paddles. So the first time I picked this thing up, I was like, oh my gosh, this is terrible. It felt like wood to me. I'm like, wow, what? This just has zero feel. Now, we were playing in 32-degree weather. The ball was hot. So fast forward, I played with it inside, and I was like, wow, was this the same paddle? Because I absolutely loved it. It had a great feel. It had plenty of power. I wouldn't say it was like a crazy power paddle like a Gen 3, but it definitely has plenty of power, good pop. I actually liked it in the dink game. It's pretty light. I didn't weigh any of these. I don't know if you weighed them out of the box, but
I did weigh them out of the box. They all came in at about under 8 ounces, except for the fist came in at 8.1.
Yeah. So I felt my hands were pretty quick at the net. I mean, they're always quick at the net, but quicker even, if you can imagine that. So yeah, I guess the moral of the story is if you get a paddle and you don't like it the very first time you play with it again, because you may love it. And I like this. And again, cool graphics. I'd say almost like a New Orleans type thing because it's like Mardi Gras looking with the stars and all that. Yeah. Or deck of cards, Joker. Yeah. So cool paddle, power paddle. I know you like that.
Yeah, I was about to say this is my favorite of three, hands down. I'm going to be honest, this is probably the only one of the three that I feel like could actually main per se or something like that. But yeah, I actually really liked it. It's 14 millimeters, raw carbon fiber. One thing too I noticed is the Dynasty has different color on this one as opposed to the other ones. So ready? Oh no, they do it on this one too. So they do the yellow in the Dynasty up here. And then they do the white on the fist.
Oh, I wonder.
And so these do have actual full names too, which we'll put in the end of this review here. But we just like our nicknames for them. But yeah, I was a huge fan of this paddle. I feel like in terms of power, I would put it just under the new Paddletex. I think it's in that good Gen 2 area, leaning Gen 3, but not quite there. And it's surprisingly forgiving for a 14 millimeter paddle. compared to the 14 millimeters we've played in the past and
Yeah.
stuff like that. And I'm a big fan of it. I just put lead in the bottom corners. I did 3 inches each side. It brought it to just under 8.2 ounces. I did actually take the original undergrip off this and I put a thin overgrip on because, I don't know, it was just bulky and I kind of like how thin it is in the hands now with it. But other than that, yeah, these are good paddles. Definitely check them out. I know they have, I believe it's the featherweight, and I don't know what paddle it's supposed to resemble in terms of playing characteristics, but I know just off of looking at it, it looks a lot like the Selkirk Lux, but I don't think it's meant to play similar to it. I think it's more of an all-court leaning power. But yeah, huge shout out and thank you to Dynasty again. Be sure to check them out, Dynasty Pickleball. And
Yeah, do we know a release date for them, or?
I don't know.
Yeah,
so
we'll let you know when we know.
We'll let you guys know on that release date. I'll probably put it in the comments, is usually what I do when we don't know initially on some stuff too. I also I think there might be an embargo on that as well, so we can get back to that with them.
All
But
right.
yeah.
And we
All
have
right,
a
guys.
code on this as well?
Oh yes, oh my goodness, thank you for reminding me. DDOG_pickleball at checkout. We'll save you money. It gives us a kickback. It helps us do our job here, review paddles, and yeah.
Yeah, so good stuff. Yeah, Jamie Pickles and D-Dog out.